If poverty be a title to poetry, I'm sure that nobody can dispute mine. I own myself with a company of beggars, and I make one at their weekly festivals at St. Giles's. I have a small yearly income from my catches, and I'm welcome to a dinner there whenever I please, which is more than most poets can say.
As we live by the muses, it is but gratitude in us to encourage poetical merit wherever we find it. The muses, contrary to all other ladies, pay no distinction to dress, never partially mistake the pertness of embroidery for wit, nor the modesty of want for dullness. Be the author who he will, we will push the play as far as it will go. And so, though you are in want, I wish you success, most heartily.
This piece I own was originally writ for celebrating the marriage of James Chanter and Moll Lay, two most excellent ballad singers. I've introduced the similes found in all your favourite operas, the swallow, the moth, the bee, the ship, the flower, etc. Besides, I have a prison scene which the ladies always reckon charmingly pathetic. And as to the parts, I've observed such a fine impartiality towards our two ladies that it's impossible for either of them to take offence. I hope I may be forgiven for not making my opera throughout unnatural like those in vogue, for I have no recitative. Recitative, yes. Accepting this, it should be allowed an opera in all its forms, and I cannot too often acknowledge your charity in bringing it now upon the stage.
I see it is time for us to withdraw. The actors are preparing to begin. Play away the overture.
the employments of life. Each neighbour abuses his brother. Poor and rogue they call husband and wife. All professions beroam one another. The priest calls the lawyer a cheat. The lawyer benames the divine. And the statesman, because he's so great, thinks his trade is as honest as mine. A lawyer is an honest employment, and so is mine. Like me too, he acts in a double capacity, both for rogues and against them. For 'tis but right that we should protect and encourage cheats, since we lives by 'em.
Sir, Black Mole sends word. Her trial comes on in the afternoon. She hopes you will order matters to bring her off.
Why? She may plead her belly at worst. To my knowledge, she had taken care of that security, but as she is an active and industrious wench, you may satisfy her I'll soften the evidence.
Tom Gag, sir. He's found guilty.
A lazy dog. I told him the last time I took him what he would come to if he did not mend his ways. This is death without reprieve. I may venture to book him. For Tom Gag, £40. Tell Betty Sly I'll save her from transportation, for I can get more by her staying here in England.
Betty brought more goods to our lot this year than any five of the gang, and in truth, 'tis pity to lose so good customer.
If none of the gang take her off, she may last a 12-month longer. I love to let women escape. The good sportsman always lets the end partridge fly, for the breed of the game depends on it. Besides, here the law allows us no reward. There is nothing to be gained from the death of women, except our wives.
Without dispute, she is a fine woman. It was to her I was obliged my education. And to say a bold word, she's trained up more young men to the business than the gaming table.
My observation is true, Filch. We and the surgeons are more beholden to women than any other profession besides.
'Tis woman that seduces all mankind. By her we first were taught the wheedling arts. Her very eyes can cheat when most she is kind. She tricks us of our money with our art. For her like wolves by night we roam for prey, to practice every fraud, to bribe her charms. Falsehoods of love like law are won by pay, and beauty must be fed into her arms.
But make haste to Newgate, boy, for I love to let my friends know what I decide, one way or the other.
When a gentleman is long kept in suspense, penitence may break his spirit ever after. Besides, certainty gives a man a good air upon his trial and makes him risk others without fear or scruple. But I'll away, for it is a pleasure to be a messenger of comfort to friends in affliction.
Now, it is high time to look about me for a decent execution against next sessions. I ain't a lazy rogue by whom one can get nothing until he's hanged. A register of the gang. Crook-fingered Jack. A year and a half in service. Let's see how much the stock owes to his industry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gold watches and 6 silver ones. A mighty clean-handed fellow. 16 snuff boxes, 5 of them true gold. 6 dozen handkerchiefs, 4 silver-hilted swords, half a dozen shirts, 3 tight periwigs and a piece of broadcloth. Now, considering those are only the products of his leisure hours, I don't know a prettier fellow. For no man alive hath a more engaging presence of mind upon the road. Now, what's dreary? Alias Brown Will. An irregular dog who hath an underhand way of disposing of his goods. I'll try him for a session or two longer upon his good behaviour. Harry Paddington. A poor petty larceny rascal without the least genius. Though he were to live 12 months longer, he will never come to the gallows with any credit. Matt of the Mint. Listed not a month ago, a promising sturdy fellow, and diligent in his way, somewhat bold and hasty, but may raise good returns upon the public if he does not cut himself short by murder. Robin of Bagshot, alias Gorgon, alias Bluff Bob, alias Carbuncle, alias Bob Booty.
What, Bob Booty, husband? I hope nothing bad has betided him, for you know he's one of my favourite customers. Because he made me a present of his ring.
I've set his name down for the blacklist, that's all, my dear. He spends his life among men, women, and one of these days, when his money is gone, one or other of the ladies will hang him for the reward, and that's £40 lost to us forever.
Well, you know, my dear, I never meddle in matters of death. I always leave those affairs to you. The women are bitter bad judges in these cases. They're so taken with the brave that they think every man handsome what goes to the camp or the gallows. If any maid Venus girl wear, though she be never so ugly, roses and lilies will quickly appear, and her face grow wondrous smugly. Beneath the left ear, so fit but a cord, the world so wondrous as old is, and the youth on his court hath the air of a lord, and we cry their dies and Adonis. Oh, but really, my dear, you should not be so hard-hearted, for you've never had a braver, finer set of men than at present, and we haven't had a murder amongst them these last 7 months. And for that, my dear, we shall be very grateful.
What the dickens is the woman always whimpering on about murder for? No gentleman is ever looked down upon the worse for killing another in self-defence, and if business cannot be carried on without it, what else would you have a gentleman do?
Well, you must forgive me, my dear, if I am in the wrong, for no one can help the frailty of an over-scrupulous conscience.
Murder is as fashionable a crime as a man can be found guilty of. How many fine young men do we have in Newgate every year purely upon that article? If they have the wherewithal to persuade the jury to bring it off as manslaughter, what are they the worse for it? Now, wife, enough upon that subject. Have you seen any sign of those banknotes what Captain Mackey's brought in this week?
Yes, my dear, and though the bank had stopped payment, he was so cheerful and so agreeable. Sure, there's not a finer man on the road at the moment than the captain. If he makes good time from Bagshot tonight, he's promised to make one with Polly and me and Bob Booty at a party, a quadrille. But tell me, my dear, is the captain rich?
The captain keeps too good company ever to grow rich. Mary Bone and the chocolate houses are his undoing. The man that means to get money by play must have the education of a fine gentleman and be trained up to it from his youth.
Ah, really, I'm sorry on Polly's account that the captain hath not more discretion. What does he want keeping company with lords and gentlemen? He ought to leave them to prey on one another.
Upon Polly's account? What a plague does the woman mean upon Polly's account?
Oh, the captain's very fond of our Polly.
And what then?
Well, if I've any skills in the way of women, I would say that she thinks him a very pretty man.
And what then? You've not been mad enough as to have the fool marry him. Gamesters and highwaymen are the very good to their whores and the very devil to their wives.
But what if she should be in love with him? How can we help her? How can she help herself? Poor girl. I am in the utmost concern about her. If love the virgin's heart invade, how like a moth the simple maid still flies above the flame. If soon she be not made a wife, her honour's singed, and then for life she's what I dare not name.
But 'tis your duty, my dear, to warn the girl against her ruin and to teach her how to make the best of her beauty. I'll go to her this moment and sift her. In the meantime, wife, tear out the marks and coronets of these dozens of cambric handkerchiefs, for I can dispose of them this afternoon to a chap in the city.
Never was a man more out of the way in an argument than my husband. But why should Aunt Polly differ from other women and love only her husband? And why should Aunt Polly's marriage, contrary to all observations, make her the less followed by other men? Well, all men are thieves in love, and like a woman the better for being another's property. The maid is like the golden ore, what has guineas intrinsical in it, whose worth is never known before it is tried and expressed in the mint. A wife's like a guinea in gold, stamped with the name of her spouse. Now here, now there, is bought or is sold, and is current in every if my mind misguide me or my own. He's as light at hand, a pick in a pocket as a woman, and he's as nimble-fingered as a juggler. If an unlucky session does not cut off the rope of thy life, boy, I pronounce that you shall be a famous man in history. Now, come on, boy, tell me, where was your post last night?
I applied at the opera, madam, and seeing as it was neither dark nor rainy, so there was no great rush to get to coaches or chairs, it made a tolerable hand on these 7 handkerchiefs.
Oh, coloured ones, I see. Oh, well, they're a sure sale from our warehouse at Red Reef amongst the seamen.
And this snuff box.
Oh, set in gold. A pretty encouragement, this, for a young beginner.
I had a fair tug at this charming gold watch. Pox take the tailors for making the fobs so deep and narrow. It stuck, by the way, and I was forced to make my escape under a coach. Really, madam, I feel maybe cut down in the flower of my youth, and I've had thoughts of, since the days that I was pumped, taking off and leaving to sea.
You should go to Ockley the Owl and Marylebone, boy, to learn valour, for these are the schools that have bred many brave men. Anyway, I'd have thought by now, lad, that you'd have lost your fear as well as your shame. Poor lad, how little does he know as yet of the Old Bailey. Well, in the first instance, I shall keep thee from being hanged, and the second, dear Filch, will come soon enough upon a sentence of transportation. But now then, come on, as you've nothing better to do, come and look to your books and learn your catechism. For really a man cuts but an ill figure in the ordinary's paper who cannot give a satisfactory answer to his question. Now, just come hither, lad. Now, don't tell me lie, because you know I hate liars. What do you know of anything what has passed between Polly and our Captain Mackie?
I beg you, madam, don't ask for I'll tell no lie to you or to Miss Polly, for I promised I would not tell.
But when the honour of our family is at stake...
Really, madam, I should come to be a sad life with Miss Polly if I was to tell you. Besides, I would never willingly forfeit my own honour by betraying anybody.
I know, yonder comes my husband and our Polly. Now then, Filch, you can go with me to my own room and tell me the whole story. And I will give you a drink of a most delicious cordial. What I keep for my own drinking. Come on then.
I know as well as any of the fine ladies how to make the most of myself. And then my man too. A woman knows how to be mercenary, though she hath never been in a court. We have it in our natures, Papa. If I allow Captain Mackie some trifling liberties, I have his watch and other marks of his favour to show for it. A woman who cannot grant some things, but refuse what is most material, will make but a poor hand of her beauty, and soon be thrown upon the common.
Against you toying and trifling with a customer or two in the way of business, or to get out a secret. But if I find you have played the fool and I'm married, you jade, you, I'll cut your throat, hussy. Now you know my mind.
Oh, boy, he's a sad slut, nor he's what we have taught her. I wonder any man alive would ever rear a daughter. For she must have boots and gowns and hoops to swell her pride, and scarves and lace and gloves and lace, and she'll have men besides. And when she's dressed with care, it costs all tempting fine and gay. Like men would use a cucumber, she flings it all away. You jade, you inconsiderate jade, you baggage, you hussy. Had you been hanged, it would not have vexed me, for that might have been your misfortune. But to do such a mad thing by choice? Oh dear. Don't
would risk anything for money, and sure he believes they're a fortune. Do you think your mother and I would have stayed together comfortably so long if we had been married?
But I always knew she was a proud slut. And now the wench has played the fool and married because, forsooth, she would do like the gent. Can you afford the expense of an husband, hussy, and his whoring, drinking and gaming? Have you money enough to hold out the daily quarrels of man and wife about who should squander most? There are not many husbands and wives that can bear the charges of plaguing one another in an handsome way. And if you must be married, could you introduce nobody into our family but an highwayman? Why, you foolish jade, you'll be as much ill-used and as much neglected as if you had married a lord.
Let not your anger break through the rules of decency, my dear, for the captain looks upon himself in his military capacity as a gentleman in his profession. And besides what he hath already, I know he is in the way of getting more or of dying. And both of these are excellent charters for a wife.
But our Polly could have gone off to a person of distinction, she could, with her fortune. Yes, that you could, you pouting slut.
What? Is the wench done? Speak or I'll squeeze an answer out of you. Are you married to him or only upon liking?
How the mother is to be pitied to have handsome daughters. Locks, bars, barrels, lectures and morality are nothing to them. They break through them all. They take as much pleasure cheating a father and mother as cheating at cards.
Well, Polly, I shall know if you're married by my keep skipping from our house.
Can love be controlled by advice? Will Cupid or mothers obey? Though my heart was as frozen as ice, and his flame would melt it away. When he kissed me so closely he pressed, 'twas so sweet that I must have complied. So I thought it both safest and best to marry for fear you would chide.
But then the hopes of our family are gone forever and ever.
And Macheath may hang his father and his mother-in-law in order to get into his daughter's fortune.
I did not marry him, as 'tis the fashion, coolly and deliberately for honour and money, but I love him.
Love him? Worse and worse. Oh, thought the girl had been better bred. Oh, husband, Polly makes me mad. Oh, I'm distracted. Oh, my head hurts. Oh, I can't support myself.
See, wench, to what a condition you've reduced your poor mother. A glass of liquor this instant. Now the poor woman takes it to us. See, I see. Now this is the only comfort your mother has left.